nandito na to sa Manila. At syempre, co-producer po si Ana Puno. Kaya nakapag-discuss si Ana. Siyempre, basta Star Media po, lalo na DSL. So, simulan na po natin ang Q&A. Unahin po natin, as always, siyempre, ang Dean of Entertainment Writers ng iba. Hindi, di ba na po yung siya po kayo? Nakuha po kanina, hindi pa na po. Kaya sa kita, Eto Ramos.
Hi, Manay! Hi, Manay! First question si Manay.
You just show up.
Does this mean in due time, we will together again?
On stage, yes.
Yes, on stage.
On stage.
In our shows. So what made you decide to be together again?
I
We
have my
don't
answer.
necessarily have your answer.
I
It took a while. It took a while. Dati po kasi I was apprehensive because I couldn't perform at our time singing. Tapos, syempre madami ko nangyari. And then, one day, we just decided maybe we should do a tour together first. The tour happened first because warm up when we wanted to see if, of course, we can still perform together, if the chemistry is still there. Not that we use our kababayans in America as a gauge, no naman. But it just so happened na mas nauna talaga sila doon. And we were happily surprised and overwhelmed to see the reaction, of course, of our kababayans in the US. They're very excited. They were excited to watch us, no matter which city we were in. Tapos iba po yung reaction nila. So we decided to bring it naman here in Manila.
How many cities in the US?
We had 8 cities in the first tour and then we did a repeat with 4 naman. Of course, that was through Big Slim and of course NY shows naman po.
What are the songs that usually appeal to the Filipinos? Iba na silang klase or the same?
They say pa rin eh, they still love.
Who used to admire you?
If it's us, they're looking for songs now that were popular during our time,
Yes.
that we used to sing on Penthouse.
All the
Live.
love songs of before. I guess it brings them back.
80s.
It brings them back a lot of memories. No, not just memories of us, but their own memories also, bringing back the 80s and 90s.
I want to sing sila.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manay. At dagdag ko lang actually, yung second leg nila, dun pa rin sa mga lugar na pinanggalingan nila ng first leg. Kasi like in Las Vegas, dapat po magkakaroon ng matinee kasi talagang sobrang sold out kaagad pero hindi nga lang naayos yung permits. So, umulit nila ng December, nagkaroon ng 4. So, nag-LA ulit kayo.
Yes.
Tapos,
Of Vegas uli kami, and San Diego.
malaki pa.
Actually,
Not in the second leg.
not the second one.
Yung sa first, yung
Kasi
sa
the weather,
Chicago.
iba yung weather.
Diba sa akin ni Pipa dati daw, nung kayo pa, lahat pati mga checkbook, mga issue niyo, tinatago niya. Kaya niya ilabas kasi nandun daw. Anyways, ito ang next
Ay,
question.
gano'n? May trivia? Ano ba?
Ano trivia?
Nakakaloka.
Next question natin, syempre ito, minsan lang natin siya nakakasama sa mga press con, pero eto nga nakakatuwa na nandito si Tita Baby Hill. Yan. Hi, Tita.
Hello.
At the baby.
Hello.
Wala ba
Tension?
being together for so long, almost every day? How do you feel?
Siguro kung isang dressing room baka.
Hindi rin. Parang nag-share na tayo ng dressing room eh. Hindi naman.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yes. It was a riot.
Even
but
before, walang tension. Even now, walang tension. Zero.
Yeah.
It's so easy
I think
to
we've
work with
surpassed,
us.
I think we've surpassed all the stress and the tension. Parang, maski na gusto namin ma-tense, hindi na ayaw na. And now we're really just enjoying performing together. I've always said this, performing with Martin is really super easy. He makes it easy for me. You know what I mean? Lalo-lalo na po ako dahil tagal-tagal ko na hindi nagpa-perform. So yung first few shows namin sa Amerika, medyo syempre na ninenervyos ako. I was very anxious. I didn't know how the people will react. But we breezed through it because of course Martin was there, and it made it
Well,
really.
it's automatic, Pops. When we get on stage, even in a TV interview or basta kasama kami ni Pops, napakadali. It's so easy. It's automatic already. So, and I think people see that. They don't see it as a plastic, any kind of forced. Nothing is forced. In fact, we don't try and force anything on the stage that we cannot deliver honestly and sincerely. So, good thing that working with Pops, it's always so automatic. She goes left, I go right. I go right, she goes left. She looks left, I look right. I mean, it's even people even ask, did you block that show? Did you have a director? Sabi ko, wala. Talagang kami, very natural kami mag-blocking or mag-spiels. We still finish each other's sentences. She knows where I'm going. Ay, magjo-joke si Martin. Preno mo na si Pops. Tapos mag-downshift ulit si Pops. It's hard to find that kind of chemistry with other partners that I've had.
Are you friends?
Hindi.
No. Of course.
Yes, we are. I think, like I said, ang dami na naming napagdaanan, lahat na yata ng emosyon napagdaanan, lalo na ako, napagdaanan ko na lahat, na finally when, of course, it's true, time heals all wounds, and especially when, in my part anyway, pag recover ka na from all of those emotions, you really just want to keep bettering yourself and moving on, and even if you want to look back, and sometimes you do remember, you never forget, that's the problem, but when you do remember, now what I do is, I really only try to remember the good stuff. No? I try to learn from the past, of course, the not so good stuff. But it's really better to just move on na talaga, and really wake up na, alam mo, wala kang problem. Meron tayong problems every day, of course, but those are new problems that we have to deal with, diba? Ikaw. Friends pa tayo.
What can I say? I mean, she's allowed me back into her friendship circle. I follow her on Instagram. I don't know if she follows me, but
I follow you.
see, so the friendship nowadays hindi yung dapat face-to-face, hindi na. Yung keeping in touch doesn't necessarily mean in touch. We know each other, we see each other grow during the time that she speaks of, the bad times. Syempre, being the cause of the bad times, it's very hard for me to comment on how the recuperation ceremony happened. But for Pops, seeing her grow through Instagram and through Facebook and all the other social medias, I see that she's grown as a person, as a woman. She talks about happiness and bitterness. And now she's a producer. She produces. She puts shows together. She's behind the scene, not just in front. But I think, to answer the question earlier, the reason why I'm performing with her again is because I wanted to be part of the restart of Pops Fernandez. Who's richer? Oh, obviously her.
Yeah.
She took everything.
Ganon.
That's what she wants to hear.
Ganon.
But little did I know, I didn't have to give anything because she recuperated on her own. She stood on her own 2 feet. She raised 2 children by herself, and she still had time to perform and to produce and to keep the business part of her career alive. Now I want to be part of the new part of her performance. I want her to perform again. I think the fans need to see the concert being performed again. I want her to be that person, to be there on the first day of her first singing career again. The again career.
Hindi pa ako sure.
So I want
Kaya ko mag-solo. Ayun.
That's why I won't produce. I don't want to have the same headache. I cannot go on stage with a headache thinking, puno ba to? Or kikita ba ako dito? Or anong gastos na naman to? I can't do that when I perform. So my job for her, for this whole thing here is to bring her back to the stage.
Are you paid well?
Paid well? No. Because I don't ask for. Actually, you know what? To be honest with you, there's no money value.
Take it back. No.
No,
Ito na lang.
I don't say, I'll do it, but you need to pay me.
Yeah.
No.
We never discuss it.
No.
Of course you're paid naman.
I'm paid,
And
but
you're
she just
paid
said,
well.
Mark.
It's just that he doesn't question it anymore.
Ito si Pops, Mark. Yan, yung ganon. Pag, Mark. Ibig sabihin walang budget. Yung ganon.
Ano ka palang mukha mo?
Mark, ito lang.
Baka sabihin nila, hindi kita binabayaran. May
Mark.
bayad ka ha?
May bayad, pero yung Mark sa bayad. Hindi, okay, Mark, oh yun, may possibility na medyo tataas ang
Eto
sweldo mo.
ha,
But, Mark,
magpasalamat ka, hindi libre.
oh, see?
Oh, yeah.
See? So anything, 1 peso over libre is good.
Oh, yes. But the money is not an issue, I think. Sometimes, kino-question mo. O yan, sinira mo pa yung microphone.
Sila yung mic nyo, ha?
My gosh.
Nanira ka pa, hindi
Alam mo,
ako.
Martin, libre na tayo dito sa
No, it's okay,
Kaya
it's
nga.
working.
Oy, thank you.
West Avenue.
West Avenue
West
Suites.
Avenue
Thank you,
Suites.
Sir Alex.
So sweet of you, West
Yes.
Avenue.
Tuwan-tuwa si Pipay, nakahanap siya ng ano, or else, nagagastos siya, di ba?
Pag dito nag-party si Daddy Wawi, ah.
Oo nga.
Naisipan talaga ni Pipay kagad sila Daddy Wawi.
Oo.
Pero sila Daddy Wawi naman kasi, one of the producers,
Ha?
Daddy Wawi Rojas, si Alex Marcos, nandito
Pigway na
siya,
naman.
si Salve Garcia, si Stella Marie Ancla. Yan, uy, matuwa
Yan si Miss Flor.
Palakpakan niyo sila. Ay,
Miss
sa
Flor
dito,
Santos
sila.
also.
Dito na siya.
Wala pa yan. Ay,
Uy, pero palakpakan niyo sila kasi malay niyo magpaparapol ako maya-maya.
Ah.
Naka-Louis Vuitton yung naka-black na producer. Nakita ko, nung sinabi ko, baka mahal ba
Wait, walang raffle?
Hindi, magpaparapol tayo.
Dapat.
Oo. So, yung mga umalis dyan,
Mayroon ka bang donation
I
sa
always,
raffle?
hindi sana ito, ah. I always
Okay.
give.
Sige.
Magbibigay kang donation, people.
Si Martin daw.
Nilihin ko sa'yo dahil alam ko hindi ka magbibigay.
Ang saklap ko.
Generous si Pipay ha. Kaya nga lang nag-meeting kami ni,
Okay na yun, alam nilang kuripot ako. Okay na yun.
nag-meeting
Para,
kami
oo.
ni Ana Puno. Sabi ko, Ana, may sinusunod tayong budget. Ayaw ko makipag-usap kay Tita. Pero eto, guys, na magtatanong sa Tita Baby, this is Tita Ricky Loy, na Metablock.
Because of Ricky Lo, we're all here.
Siya nag-scoot,
Siya
wala
nag-scoot.
yan.
Correct. Pinaalala nga na sa akin sa elevator ang aking,
Naiyak ka ba, Pipay?
hindi na, wala.
At ilang beses ko sinabi, no comment, it's
At
not
ito
true,
pa,
it's not true.
ito pa,
It's true.
alam pa niya yung year. Ako
Si Ricky,
nakalimutan.
alam yung year?
Yes, oo.
Yeah, you want to deny it officially 25 years later?
We're not splitting up.
Oh, anyway, my question has no relation to that. You said you survived or surpassed the past. It's a good thing that you're not okay with Martin's ex, Katrina. How did you get to that point? I mean, you're all
It took a long
together
time.
celebrating
Yes.
events.
That's all the time we have, everyone. Thank you so much for
No,
coming.
no. Siyempre, it took a long time. That's, I will pretend, and I don't think I'm gonna be a normal human being if ganun kadali, diba? It took a while. But I think, like I said, time heals a lot of wounds. And, kumbaga when you see your life and you know that, for me, kasi I'm okay, I'm doing quite well. I'm blessed with, of course, my 2 boys. Parang nawala na talaga yung galit ko. Di ba? Kung ano man yun.
I think when you met Santino.
And yes,
I
the
think
other
that's
factor is
when
I saw Santino, such a sweet kid.
It's okay.
It broke my heart. Ano mo yun? So I think that totally changed my whole, yung pananaw ko talaga. So I said, everything has to be okay. And it is. And, nakakainis ka kasi. And I'm happy to say that for the very first time, our Christmas, not quite normal yet, no? But somehow we made it normal. We made it work. I wanted the boys to be together, and they did. And I think they had a great
It was a
time.
great Christmas. I mean, having all of them together.
Congratulations.
Yes, yes.
Very uncomfortable for me having both Pops and Katrina in the same table.
Yeah, but I think we were
I think
comfortable.
everything was fine. And it wasn't very forced. Because all the kids get along well, and Katrina made a big feast for us both, right? So it's been a long time. I mean, you know that Katrina and I are not together anymore either. So it's the whole modern family concept just happened. It was magic. It was Christmas. That's what Christmas is all about: miracles and magic. And of course, all the credit goes to Pops because if she doesn't allow it, it's a whole different ballgame, diba? It's the woman really. It's the one who was left. with all of these burdens and so on, that has to cope with these things, or make a choice to cope with it or not. And she made the choice to cope with it. So for all the women out there, you talk about a powerful woman, she should be on the poster. That's Pops.
Ganun, thank you. And of
Yeah.
course, I think same goes to Katrina. She's also had difficult times, so both ways. So mabuhay mga kababaihan.
Yes.
Anyway, back to Valentine. What song in your repertoire hits your heart the most? I mean, something that brings back beautiful memories.
Not necessarily memories. I was asked this last New Year. Ano ba yung kinakanta namin ni Martin na pwede kong masabi na kanta na namin now? I had to think about it for a while, but I said, it must be how you keep the music playing. Diba? Because no matter what we've been through in our life, somehow our music, it never ends. Diba?
And kept on going on. Good.
Yes.
That would be a good
Julia's
choice.
question.
Sige, kaya, hindi, ayaw mo mag-introduce kita, sikat ka pa naman.
He needs no introduction.
Actually, alam niyo po, naka-live kasi tayo po sa ilang social media, no? Marami naka-live. Tipay,
Yes.
natawa ka naman kasi marami nagka-interest na bumili ng tickets.
Ayan.
Dahil sa pag-iyak mo.
Crazy.
Pero alam niyo, yung sa last show, sa first night po, sa M Resort, nandun naman talaga si, di ba, nanood, si Katrina, tapos nag-drum ba siya?
Nag-drum.
Yes.
Oo.
The boys performed.
Pinid na sa akin yun, sabi ko, nako, bakit kung ano i-title ang editor ko, magkagalit pa tayo, mawala ako sa publicist, no? Pero yun nga, si Pipa, alam ko, yung sobrang saya mo ng Christmas, sinabi mo sa akin na yung nagsama-sama kayo sa Christmas Eve, hindi ko pa rin isinulat kasi baka kung ano i-title ng editor ko.
Well, thank you, June. Thank you. Yeah, we had a great time talaga.
Alam mo, super bilib sa'yo marami, Pipay, di ba? Nakakatuwa, di ba? Kasi kahit po si Ans, kaibigan niya, si Ans pa yung pag wala silang
Videographer. Teleprompter.
Teleprompter.
Oo.
Si Ans po, siya yung one big happy family sila. Kaya
It's
sana
so
mga
weird.
magkaibigan, di ba?
Yeah, we are weird, but can I
It's
say?
not weird, ano lang yan?
Nowadays, it's not weird anymore. It happens. So,
It really happens.
Kasi maganda rin, pati mga anak nyo, tanggap yung kasi ang ganda ng pagpapalaki nyo kahit hiwalay kayong dalawa.
Because, again, credit to Pops, she never spoke badly of me. Your father is a jerk. All men are alike. She never put me in those words. Well, at least I know you didn't because I can see it in my children. They never lost respect for me. Maybe nainggit sila sa oras ko, sa palagi na sa Amerika and all of that. But never sila nasa mangloob dahil sa nangyari sa aming dalawa ni Pops because that really happens. And you just have to, go with the flow and go with the punches. And I think our kids really did a very good job. And that's because of you, the way you
we have
raised
wonderful
them.
kids. So
Yes, Robin and Emma
we're very blessed.
are heroes.
Yes.
Ang ganda na ng mga sinabi natin sa Tibay, mag-share ka mamaya sa rapot. Pero eto na, si Junardo, Tito Mario daw muna, Mario Bautista as a question.
Yes, Mario.
Pinali na si Junardo, kasi gusto niya may end.
Okay.
Yeah, Tito Mario.
Hi, Mario.
I'm amazed that you accepted the concert. It seems to be very taxing kasi every day you will perform for 7 days. Will you be doing the same thing every night?
That's a good
Same
question.
repertoire?
No, that's a good idea.
Pretty
We can
much.
change
Yeah,
it
but
once in a while.
knowing Martin and I, we will change a couple of songs somewhere in the middle.
Because the audience is always
And of
different.
course, the banter will be different each night. I
Yes.
suppose.
Yes. The banter always changes because, it's funny because the way to get a good show, good material for Pops and I is you need to lock us in a room separately. Parang bagong kasal, you cannot see the bride. Parang ganon. We cannot see each other until the show. And then when we go,
We never really discuss whatever it is that we're about
Never.
to say or do in the show. It keeps it exciting. I think it keeps us on our toes also. I never know what he says and he never
Natural.
knows what I'll say. So that makes it more fun.
So it's always spontaneous.
Spontaneous, yes.
And will you be having guests each night or
Anna,
the same?
Yes,
can we say our guest?
We will be having special guests. We're trying to fly in Robin, si Kuya. We're trying to fly him in. He's now in LA. Hi, Miss Flor.
There you are.
Yes.
I'm
We're,
Flor.
we're trying to fly in
Mommy
Kuya,
Flor.
and then we will be having special guests, and we
We
will
can
be
say Rita
announcing.
and Ken.
Yeah, Rita and Ken.
Mhm.
Not Barbie and Ken. Rita and Ken.
And Albert, di ba? Pwede na ba sabihin? Di ba?
Wait, first, Rita and Ken, February 14 and 15, correct? Right. Rita, by the way, used to be front act. Now she's a bigger star than us.
Yeah, she has her own TV show, right?
Yes.
I saw her.
Pero magiging sila dalawa ni Ken. Ken and Rita.
At manager niya si Ana Puno.
Ken, Sean, and Rita. Puno.
Yes, and of course, ang anak ni Yorme, di ba? Si
When is that?
Joaquin.
When is Joaquin coming out?
17, 18, 19.
17, 18,
Yes.
And when is LA coming out?
LA is 2021.
Yes.
May kanya-kanyang guest ang mga co-producers.
Yes, of course.
No, but they're all talented. They deserve
Yes.
to come out. And why not in the same platform, diba? So, why not?
Pero pag si Robin umuwi sa lahat.
Yes.
Oh, lahat.
Sana si Ram din pumayag.
We're trying to do the concept we did in December. Even Santino
Si
sana.
Santino, dumating.
Kaya lang, this is Valentine's. It's not a family love story. It's more of our love story, and then some. You know, rather than what I mean. Rather than
And then a lot of song.
ang dami ng song. So we may not bring Santino for this one because he also has school.
So, my best wishes, I hope Gasolier is bursting with people every night.
We're praying for
Thank
that
you, Mario.
too. Sana talaga.
Thank you. Yeah. June, ikaw na ba o pinalik na? Ito na, June Nardo, yeah.
Hindi na kung separate kayo ng dressing rooms, separate din ba yung bed niyo?
No, yun ang hindi separate.
Ang bed? Ano ba?
Pag nagpe-perform din.
June went right for it. There was a time that when we were, I want to say, married pa tayo, that we wanted to have a bed backstage. Remember? You don't remember?
I don't remember. See, I forgot a lot of things. That's why we're friends.
Di ba fantasy mo before?
Ewan ko sa'yo, kaya ano sinasabi mo. Are you sure it's with me? Ano ba?
No, it's with Gary.
Ah!
Of course it's with you.
Oh, sige. Tsaka na yun, mamaya na natin pag-usapan.
So, condition nyo rin na separate yung rooms ninyo sa hotel.
Sa Soler, yes, but she'll be sleeping on
On
top.
top. Yes.
Sino yung bottom? Yes!
Let it simmer. Let it simmer.
I know.
Let it simmer. Top floor.
Hindi pa niya
above
nagigets.
me. She's on the top floor, sleeping on top.
Martin, ano nangyari sa pelikula mo? Di ba may
Ay, nako.
Ha?
Ayan, pag-usapan natin.
We didn't
Ayan.
even make the Metro Manila Film Festival. I have no idea what happened. I'm now actually happy it didn't happen because I was so busy, but I was hesitant. I didn't want to do it because there was a movie offer, just in case you don't know. But then the star got really busy with
Hindi mo pa napapanood yung pelikula, tumatawa ka.
She got so busy. So I think they shelved it first. Pero sabi ni Mother Lily, tuloy, Martin, tuloy. Eh, hindi naman ako humihingi ng movie eh. I just want to do this. I want to sing until I'm dead. That's what I want to do. I love to sing. I love it. I love it more now than ever before because I'm enjoying my old songs. The people that come to our shows are the people who want to hear the songs I popularized in the last 37 years. So it's nice to do that and relive all those moments. And that's why this is such a nice concept. That's why I'm comfortable here sa Martin Pops na Together again. Because we're bringing back the 80s. Even songs na hindi amin. Yung mga songs na popular sa radio during that time. That people go crazy. Yung mga forgets, yung mga hindi na bagets, yung mga hindi na millennials, yung mga anak nila, puro mga millennials, na they go to us and say, who's that? Who's Martin? Who's Pops? Sounds like a supermarket. It's true, they don't know who we are. But it's so fun to reintroduce our music and our tandem. Remember, we were like one of the first original love teams, and we went full circle, literally full circle. Here we are again.
Wala ba kayong planong galing dito sa Maynila? Sa Araneta or sa MOA? Since maliit lang yung venue, wala
Let's
ba kayong
see.
plano?
That's why we have a whole week of shows.
I think for now,
Wala.
Okay at the Soler. That's a lot of shows. So
Let's see how well
let's see
it
what
does.
happens.
Let's see what happens.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you, June. Oo, pero actually, may nag-offer po ng super big venue. Alam ko yon. Kasi ako ang unang kausap, pinasa ko kay Pops. Nag-ano muna sila?
Trial muna, let's see.
Ayaw mo
Let's
kayo
try muna.
pumayag kagad si Pops. Pero nagbilang siya, sabi ko, malaking kikitain ko, malaki rin ang gastos sa production.
Ako yung punchline na
Pero,
ilagi.
di ba, nung New Year's Eve countdown, may sinabi si Martin. May sinabi ka na namimiss mo kay Martin dahil magaling siya doon.
Yeah, but save it for the show.
Oo, let's save that. Maririnig nila yun. Oo, tsaka na.
Ang ganda nun eh, very naughty. Pero eto
But
na,
it's very true. True yun.
na-headway ko na yun.
True to life. Oo.
Pero eto, ang next na magtatanong, BFF ni Pipa.
Kasi
Siya.
si Dolly nagtatago.
Dali
Bihira yan pumunta. Thanks, Dolly.
ang dami mga bihirang pumunta pero nandito. Thank you. Yan.
So, tatanong pa ba ako? Alam ko lang sagot.
Oo nga. Kunyari hindi mo alam.
Anyway, anong difference ng performing now that you're just friends and performing before when you were still a couple?
Ang damit ko, whatever.
Nakwento mo nga.
Pwede
Diba?
plunging, even
Bawal.
open toes, hindi pwede.
Above the knee feeling niya, sobra na yung super mini skirt.
Kung may kaduwid ka ba?
Parating na-check ako, oo. Pati itsura ko, makeup ko. So at least na wala na siyang pakialam. Thank you.
That's what you think.
Walang comment. Walang comment.
Yun
Oo.
lang. I keep it to myself.
So I think it, and I think nga through the years we both matured and we both grown. Even tama ba? Even the way we sing our songs. Now when we sing the same songs that we used to do, and I don't know,
It's more
ako,
fun.
iba na kasi yung emotions, syempre,
Oo.
na nilalagay ko dun sa kanta, diba? So it's totally different.
Yes, Dolly.
Ikaw.
No, what's the difference? There's none really. I mean, we handle the off stage. Kung meron kami mga different feelings about each other for whatever reason, we'll say it on stage in front of everyone. So even if we don't like the song or we don't like the meaning of the song, or like for instance, tonight I celebrate my love for you. There's a part that says there, when I make love to you, both of us automatic look away. I don't know why. When I make love to you. What's up, man? Yeah, you know, it's like we're talking to someone else. Instead of looking at each other, when I make love.
Hindi ka naman nandidiri sa akin.
Hindi naman sa ganun. Baka mamaya, you can never can tell.
May ganun.
Baka may nangyari sa stage.
May ganun.
Baka ganun, when.
Tsaka natin kakausapin si Junardo kung may bed nga sa backstage.
Oo. Dapat walang ganunan. The show must go on.
You know, I get sometimes comments from fans or non-fans, syempre on social media na, why do we have to perform together, or why do we have to pretend or whatever. We never pretend. We don't pretend, and we're not saying, and never did we say, that because we're performing together, there is a chance that we will get back together. No, we don't. We're not playing with emotions.
With emotions.
Yeah, whatever it is that you see is what you get. I think it's just that we still discovered that we do enjoy performing together.
Not just that, if we did anything well together in the 80s back then, is we had a team that seemed to work. The chemistry on stage, the songs that we sang, and because of this chemistry, marami din kaming mga what people used to call fans. And we owe it to these fans to keep this tandem alive. We shouldn't kill it just because we're no longer together. When we first started performing together, we were still not together. The magic was in the performance, the years spent together, the vacations, the shootings outside. Doon kami naging love sa isa't isa, di ba? But I ask you this, if we got back together, do you think this show would be as interesting as it is to you today? Would it be as interesting if we got back together? Do you think people would watch by the busloads, that we would have repeats in the same cities if we were already together? Because I ask myself that question all the time, and when I answer it, no really, because when we got together, the ratings of Penthouse Live went down. Can you believe it? When we were not together and the world wanted us together, we were the #1 TV show on television. But not when we got married and we got happy and, no, go ahead, sweetheart, you ask the question. No, go ahead. Wala na yung friction, wala din yung mystery, wala din yung drawing power namin. Ngayon, now that we've had a full circle journey and we ended up back together on stage, there's a mystery na naman. And I think that's what there's the hopeful, there's the people who don't think we should be doing this because we're not together. I didn't marry her because I wanted to do shows with her. I did shows with her, then I got married to her. You see how it works? So the mystery is back. And I think that's why we did so well in the States. And hopefully we'll do equally well now that we're doing it here for the first time. After 10 years, ba, Janine? 10 years since it's back-to-back?
Yes.
So, and we started doing this back-to-back shows and restarted when we got back together again on stage with Maxi Media, which is now today Star Media Entertainment. So, it's talagang full circle and the mystery continues.
Didn't like that answer.
Okay, thank you.
Nobody liked that. There's no chance
Bakit ako
now.
tawa dito?
If they want to make money, there's no chance now.
Ano ba? Makulit pa rin si Martin.
Sad,
That's
sad.
definitely not
That's
changed.
sad but true.
But it's true, yes.
It's so true.
No, but it's always like that, diba? Because tama naman, wala na yung mystery and all that.
They're going home together anyway.
Yes, June.
No more bed
Bakit
questions.
natutulala ka, June?
Natutulala ako kasi kakaiba yung smile mo. Parang na-in-love ka ulit.
Ah, may
Ah,
ganun.
nice try.
Talaga.
I know her look when she's in love.
What's my look when I'm in love?
It's beyond happiness.
Pero yes, Tita Ethel. Yeah.
Ano?
Who's directing it? Nako, let me just tell you one thing. Mark. You get it? Mark.
You know why? It's
He knows
very...
directing now?
Ano? It's hard to direct a Martin and Pops, diba? Because we still follow whatever it is that... Kasi nga spontaneous kami eh. So it's so hard.
And it's really hard to direct us,
Parang
really.
ayaw ko maniwala sa dahilan mo, Tita.
And all our shows for many years, ako yung director.
So talaga?
Kumuha ka naman ng stage director.
Oo naman, di ba?
Oo naman. Oo naman.
Baka iaasan mo.
Ilaw,
Hindi, si Martin rin yun. Habang kumakanta ako, iniilawan niya ako.
Yeah, may flashlight. Low budget.
Suggestion ako.
Yes, darling.
If Robin is going to perform with you, why not isama si Sia?
We'll have to ask Robin that question.
Yun ang nasa
And Zia.
And Zia, of course. That's a good idea, though. Yeah.
Yan. Hindi mo pwedeng tawagan si Sia.
Tapos yes,
Mamaya, maghiwalay yung dalawa.
Santiago.
Ano ba?
Si Jackie Lublanco. Ay, that's si Rowell.
Talaga. Kasama na rin si Piolo. Jo Marie, sino pa?
May ganon. Ano ba?
Oh,
Pina-answer mong tanong ka nga para ma-break
May
mo.
minor
Ano ba?
confusion.
Oo.
Magtatanong muna si Jojo Panaligan. Hi, Jojo.
Yes, good question.
Nakaliw si Jojo.
Let's see.
Kinikilig siya.
You have to constipate. Constipate.
Martin, meron ka bang song, especially nung bagong gumagawa na ulit kayo ng concert na iniwasan mo dahil nagigilty ka sa lyrics?
Guilty Silly, that's a great question. We actually do it in the show. I won't say the title so that you watch the show, but the lyrics are, where did I go wrong? What did I do to make you change your mind completely? So that's hard to, I don't make it, I wish I could make it Iwas, but it's so appropriate for this relationship. So when we get to that song, everyone's really, you notice, you can hear a pin drop. No matter how loud the opening, tawanan yung opening spiel, pag dumating sa song na yun, tahimik. Dahil alam nila yung lyrics, how will Martin ask her, where did I go wrong?
But honestly, I also
Yeah.
ask, no, it works both ways. I also ask myself the same thing, right? Where did I go wrong? It takes two always.
So that's,
So you always question yourself.
and when I make love to you.
Okay, Pops, you're friends now. Pero meron bang times naman na when it's a love song, na nadadala kayo sobra na you hold hands, or are you conscious not to do that anymore?
Ako, I'm conscious. I'm conscious. Mm-mm.
I'm not
Not
it.
for anything else.
It's natural. Ako, I'm a holder, I'm a toucher. Eh.
I'm not.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah, he is,
there's
I'm not.
always, she's not.
So, like this.
And I think that's what the people like her best.
Hindi, joke lang.
They like her epilepsy, which ayaw niya sa akin. But that's what people like. The friction.
I'm not touchy.
Everyone likes
Yeah.
the friction.
Pero Tipay, may sinenya sa akin. Isa sa mga hindi, sisingit ko na kasi live tayo sa maraming social media.
Ay, social media.
Oh my God, really?
Mga fans nyo.
Bawal mag-edit.
Pops and Marty, live tayo napapanood. Yan, pati sa Abante, sa anything
Ay.
goes. Naku, ko naman, sinabi ko live, nilaglag
Good
mo.
catch. I almost went down like this.
Yes.
Anyways,
What do you want to
yan,
say?
may,
Ano social media?
honestly, wala ka raw bang nararamdaman? Baka raw kaya ka conscious kasi meron pa. Ganun daw yun eh.
I don't think I would be brave enough to perform with Martin if I feel that it's gonna hurt myself. Or I'm gonna hurt myself. Tama, right? So, I'm not saying it'll never happen. Tao lang tayo, syempre. Huwag mo ako masyadong tititigan.
Okay. Promise.
Naku, pati ako kinikilig.
No touching.
No, but syempre, I won't put myself in a position where I know I'm just gonna keep hurting myself every time I sing with him, diba? So, ganyan na lang kami, nagkakanta lang kami. Tell me.
Oh, now they know the song.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry,
Sige,
I had another
tutuloy na ni
question.
Jojo.
You're good?
Pero Pops, kanina kasi sinabi mo nung unang sagot mo sa unang tanong na you wanted to try if the chemistry would work. What do you mean by that?
We haven't performed in a long time. So, syempre, normally, when you ride a bike, when you know how to ride a bike, you can just ride a bike, right? But you never really know kung mababalance mo kagad yung sarili mo on the first try, diba? Mahihirapan ka ba? So it's pretty much that. When the minute we get up on stage, yun na nga, prepared pa ba ako sa mga sasabihin ni Martin and whatever.
Walang script eh.
Walang script.
We feed
Wala
off of
kaming
each other.
script.
We give each other.
So yun, I wasn't sure if,
I set her up, she spikes it.
we're able to still have that same chemistry.
Plus, she stopped singing for a long time because she had some reflux thing going on and she wanted to get into business. So she's a little bit insecure about, kaya pa ba? Can I still do this? That's why she wanted to do it with me first. So now we're doing it.
Let's explain what doing it means. Singing.
See? You see how this goes?
Yes.
See what happens? I don't know what she's thinking. I
see.
get the show. I have
Out of
no
here,
idea
we're
what your
live.
mind
So
is.
we have to
My
clarify
mind
certain
is
things.
Business. It's business.
Ako rin
So
naman,
when we do it,
business.
we do it right. We'll be doing it for 1 week.
Singing. We're singing.
1 week of doing it.
Singing.
Urudu naman yan.
Kaya nga, di ba?
Doing the show. Where's your mind? What are you thinking, June Lalin?
Okay na, di ba?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Oo. Uy, makinig kayo mabuti kasi mamaya kakaiba yung raffle natin. Pagtawag ko ng winner, may question po ako tungkol po sa mga napag-usapan dito. Pag hindi nyo nasagot, hindi po kayo mananalo ng grand prize sa Louis Vuitton. Okay.
Oh my God!
Ang aga ko kanina sa Green Hills, bumili na ako.
Ano
Ay,
class
kumain
A?
si Mami Flor.
Aray!
Mami Flor.
Class A?
Ayaw yan.
Mami Flor, ako yung sambag mo.
Uy, nandito na si Mami Flor. Oo.
Hindi siya papayag na fake ang LDR.
Siyang producer ng
Lahat.
2021. Ang producer ng 17, 18, 19, grupo ni Daddy Wawi. Pero mukhang tumakas yung mga co-producers na sinabi kong haharatan ko sila for the raffle.
Raffle.
Oo. At syempre si Ana puno ang 14 and 15, ang bongga, Ana.
Yan ang dapat magpa-raffle.
10 years na akong PR ni Ana. Ang bongga.
Really?
Oh.
Wow.
10 years na hindi pa ako nasusunod.
Wow.
Kasi mo ako sa budget eh lagi. Pero mas may matindi sa kay Ana, si Pipa. Oo. Ikaw ba Pipa, hindi ka naasay kay Martin pag nagpapapredict siya ng ilaw? Siyempre, ano mo yun?
Hindi naman. Syempre, no.
Sabi
We
ko,
have to make it
gusto ko
clear.
ng horn. Sabi ko, horn. Sabi niya, talaga kailangan.
Hindi, we have to make it clear. as a producer, of course, we are aware of the numbers, but we always want to give the best show. So of course, we comply and we
Ay,
adjust.
ang bongga. Yan. Hindi po kinukuripot ni Pops ang mga pinuproduce niyang shows.
Hindi
According to
talaga.
her. According to her. Hindi, joke lang. Pero napaka-generous pong tao ni Pops. Oo. Ang tagal nila akong PR. Pag tinatanong ko magkano, ilan ang iimbitahin, apat. Oo. Kaya maraming pong press ko na wala ako dito. Nag-abroad na lang ako. Hindi, pero joke. Generous siya. Natouch ako sobra. Oo. Binigyan niya akong gift 7 years ago.
Yun ba yung huli?
Sinabi ko kay Martin. Martin,
Yun na ba yung huli?
Oo.
You know why? 7 is lucky.
Yeah.
So ngayon, itong year meron ka na ulit gift.
Uy, pero nag-concert naman kayong dalawa sa akin.
Oo naman.
Yes.
Oo, Together. Nauna dun sa akin,
Yes.
diba?
Yes.
Sayang pinagkakitaan ko sa hindi ako nagbenta ng ticket sa public. Pero eto na ang magtatanong na next. Ang isa sa nakasuccess love life ng dalawa o ng relasyon nila, Tita Asa, hindi ikaw. Akala mo ikaw. Kaya, hindi. Eto na si Tita Aster.
Tita Aster.
Kinikilig siya kanina pa.
Oh.
Umaasa siya ng balita.
Astor was there from the very beginning kasi. The beginning of this
Oh,
relationship,
baby pa lang ako.
this tandem, di ba?
Hindi, honestly, di ba, Mark, I've said this before, and I will say this again and over, na kahit matagal na kayong nagkahiwalay ng mag-asawa, you remain as a love team on stage. Di ba? Pero alam mo, kami watching you this time, parang naandun pa rin yung kilig factor sa inyong dalawa, kahit alam na namin na matagal na kayong hiwalay. In your case, Mark, meron pa bang, natanong na si Pops kanina meron pa bang natitirang pagtingin kay Pops na, let's say, what if she got involved with another guy? Are you the type na magsiselo sa kanya?
At this point, probably yung selos ko secret lang. I mean, sa akin lang yun because I think it's normal. But more than selos, I would be very concerned. Like, it sounds weird, but like a father to a daughter, that kind of, teka muna, ano bang intentions yung lalaki? Parang ganun. Yeah, that's where I think we are. I want her to be happy, but I don't think there's any guy out there that deserves this kind of a woman. He has to be
Don't say that.
way.
Ano ko ba? Natatakot na nga sila eh.
Yung
Don't say
standards
it.
ko para sa susunod or yung the guy who will make her happy next is very high. So there's a little jealousy, sure, because I want to make sure, wait, come on, he's better looking than me. What happened there?
Wala pa.
Yung mga past boyfriend dyan, I look at them and go, that's why. Kasi walang tiyan, yung gano'n, yung sexy, yung tight skin, yung gano'n. So, that kind of jealousy, yes. But jealousy na I don't want anyone with her, no, I want Pops to be happy. If I couldn't give her that happiness that she truly deserves, then maybe she'll find it with someone else. And if she does, I want to make sure that he's a quality guy. Inside and out. Soul, spirit, hindi lang kailangan malaking wallet kung hindi malaking puso. At no. Wow! We'll be doing it. You know what I mean?
Next question.
It's more of a concern, more of a care, caring love than, bakit hindi ako?
Ako rin naman. I think I feel the
Kasi I
same.
know you, Mark, as a jealous type
Very jealous type. Nako, ang dami kong mga furniture na sinira. There's one time, Penthouse Live, nag-dance siya ng Smooth Operator. That's why I hate that song. To this day, I hate that song because she did a sexy dance.
It's not even sexy.
Listen to this.
I promise.
No, this is...
Naka-pajama ako yung territory.
No, but it wasn't supposed to be pajama. It was supposed to be something sexier. Dahil nakikialam si Martin, nagiging pajamas. Tapos pajamas na walang medyas. Naggalit. I'm telling you, it's the
It's a
sickness.
true story.
Sinuntok ko yung set ng Penthouse Live. Pati sa dressing room ko, yung nagalit sa akin, si Eric Edwalin, yung
choreographer.
So, what's wrong with you? It's only art. It's part of the showbiz, gano'n.
And I wasn't even sexy, I promise. Teka muna. So, are you still like that? I'm just curious. Because you're very celoso.
Not anymore. I've learned now that it's really part of the business. I've seen you in so many movies you don't even know. I've watched all your movies.
I'm not referring about
all
me,
your
ah.
love. I'm talking about you. All your
No.
love scenes. I think Yung mga,
Wala naman ako love scene, sobra ka naman.
mga
Meron ba?
rolling in the beach.
Wala.
You know, rolling in the
Daya,
beach.
daya lang yun. Galit na galit
Rolling in
nga
the
sa akin
beach.
si the late,
Tapos video okay king.
the late great Mario J. Galit na galit sa
Rocky
akin.
Padilla, hinilik yung paa mo, di ba? Remember? Naku, yan ang danger. Remember or no?
Hindi ko maalala.
Oh my God!
Alala ko lang, nagagalit sa akin si Direk Mario J. Kasi hindi daw ako marunong humalik. Hinalikan ko si Goma, nagagalit siya. My God! Kasi nakaka-conscious ako.
There's a way? There's a proper way of kissing?
I didn't know.
Turuan mo nga, Martin. Paano ba?
Well, I guess she didn't learn from me then because you should remember what I
Sinisisi
taught
kita nun.
you.
Sabi ko, mali ba?
Remember I
Si
taught you
Martin.
have to bite the upper lip. Yeah.
Ganun ba talaga, Tipay?
Right?
Parang hindi ko maalala yun. Si Albert na daw.
But after
Imagine.
watching all those movies and seeing, yung talagang inulit at inulit ko para masanay. Wala na, hiwalay na kami.
Hiwalay na tayo. Wala kang
There's
huli
nothing
na.
I can do or
Oo.
say.
Question mark, was there a time na pumasok sa isip mo na kahit pa paano makipagbalikan kay Pops?
There was a time that's all I wanted for a time. But here's the worst part, and I'm sure Pops will agree. Every time we thought we had a chance for each other, we didn't tell that person. I never told her, I never made it obvious that this is what I wanted. I mean, during the beginning part, yes, yung mga kneeling down and crying, all of those things don't work. When a woman is scorned, gentlemen watching, do not immediately drop to your knees and ask her back. It's not gonna work. You need time, you need lots of time. And then after the lots of time, you become friends because we were friends. Our foundation is friendship. I think that's why we can do things like this.
Yeah, totoo yun.
Because we were not lovers immediately. We were not, secretly seeing each other because it's wrong and kinky. No, we were the best of friends. And I think that's why we can do what we're doing now. But there was a time, and I even asked Pops this question many years ago. I don't know if you remember. Was there ever a time that you wanted me back, or that you were willing to make this work again? Because it's really up to her. No matter how many times I asked, kahit mali yung timing ko, it's still up to Pops, di ba? And she said there was. But we never told each other.
During those times. That's why there's a crowd.
Ayan na. Ayan na. It's a sign. It's a
The
sign.
answer to your question is a bigger mystery to us
I know.
than it is to you.
Yeah. Or maybe, yeah.
Pero what's
Looking back,
keeping you?
yes. Huh?
What's keeping you, Mark?
What's keeping me?
Yes.
Well, now I'm so happy where we are.
Yes, we're okay.
There's no
na. That was
expectation.
before, ha? That was how many years
There's no
after?
disappointment.
I think ang nangyari is, when he wanted to come back, hindi ako ready. Nung feeling ko, baka naman pwede. Siya naman yung hindi na pwede.
All
So,
wrong timing. And I think there's a reason for that. Maybe it's so that we can do things like this because of the mystery, the magic and the mystery of Pops and Martin. I think it will remain. And that the one thing that, and it sounds weird to say this, but when we got married, that disappeared. We became just like everybody else. Same problems, same expectations, same pressures, same stress, same career moves. She was busier than me. Maybe nainggit si Martin along the way. I feel sorry for myself, blah, blah, blah. I have to do things to make myself feel better. All of these things come into play because it's like Superman na nawala yung powers. Ngayon, bumalik yung powers because there's a mystery, there's magic again.
How long did the marriage last?
The good years? 12 years.
Ako lang sumagot.
Oo nga. Ikaw na lang dito. Dito ka. So.
Anyway, another question is, do we see this concert in a bigger venue like MOA or
We'll see.
Araneta?
We'll give it a try.
Let's see.
This is more of an audition for us. I worked in the States.
Yeah.
We did. A lot of people have migrated, remember this fandom, and are dying to see it. But there was the first time we joined forces, I don't know if you know this, but we did a show at Araneta. And it did so well that we're the only artists that can say that we did 2 shows in Araneta in the same day. We did a matinee show and we did a show. The matinee show wasn't sold out, but because the show that night was completely sold out, they had to do a matinee show. We're the only ones who can say we did 2 shows in Araneta in the same day. That's how many people wanted to see this again. So we're hoping, A, these people are still alive. And B, and B, that they will come and prove to us that our 7 days at the theater at Soler is not enough. Hopefully that'll be a sign. But for now, it's just getting Pops back on that stage and showing all of you that there's still magic in this relationship.
Thank you.
Why, sure.
Hoy, alam niyo, huwag kayong aalis. Palaki po ng palaki ang prices natin. Oo. May nagbigay po ng additional 10,000.
Sino?
Oo. Mami Flor, bukod po sa SIM na ipaparapol natin, Nurture Products at Filing, nadagdagan po tayo ng 10,000. Okay. At saka, si Titay po na-realize niya may mga tira siyang lipstick. Marami po siya natanggap ng Christmas. Ipaparapol natin.
Parapol ba yun? Giveaway yun.
Anong oras ang rapol?
Wow.
8:45 p.m.
Come on, these guys have other press conferences.
Hindi sila maglalagay. Hindi pa naman yung next.
Why? That's their job. That's what they're supposed to do.
Hindi kayo invited sa Catriona Green? Catriona Green.
Start na tayo. You know the dates? 14,
Hindi,
15.
pero ito, i-correct lang po. Kasi according po sa accountant ni Paps, malaki po ang kinita niya ng 2014. Noon po sila nagkaroon ng reunion concert sa PICC. Oo. Kalimutan mo.
Oo nga, 2014.
Oo.
Yeah.
Sabi mo, naku,
10,000
nakikita
reunion.
Joy.
Ano ba?
Hindi na naramdaman kasi 4 lang po yung pina-invite niya sa akin sa press con. Si Dalian, ako, kasama ako sa 4 ha? Sabi ko, hindi ko naman gusto mong gawin 5.
Buti na wala naniniwala sa'yo, June.
Alam mo, bakit hindi sila tumatawa? Ano lang totoo ang sinasabi ko? Hindi ako naglala. Pero eto na, ito po si Joy, nagmadali siya mag-withdraw, hindi na po siya.
No, I didn't know. I completely forgot.
Pagkagising niya,
Whatever's in my wallet.
Wala naman yung wallet.
Si Mami, kasi aalis na. Sabi ko,
Wala kang wallet?
Walang laman, may wallet. Bigyan mo nga ng laman.
lagi namang ganyan si Pipa, hindi mo dadala. Eh, pinag-unahan ko.
Alam mo hindi nagbago?
Nagdala ko.
Ang hindi nagbago kay Pops, yung lambing niya sa akin.
Paano ako maglambing? Sige.
March, my birthday.
Uy, bihira lang yan. Once
When
a
is
year
your birthday?
lang
1
yan.
year from now. Every year, same day.
Para alam mo na mag-iipon ka, para by December, nakaipon ka na. May allotted
listahan
amount
pa.
ka na.
May wish list pa.
Para,
Hiwalay na kami, di ba? Wala na kami
para
sisi.
hindi sablay yung regalo mo. Ang pangit naman ng regalo.
Eto na, December 12 kasi birthday ni Pipa, di
Opo.
ba? Ano na ba yun? O nanghingi pa ng Christmas gift?
Ano ka ba? One gift to Pops? One gift to occasions? Never.
Oh my God.
Never.
I deserve it. I deserve the gifts and more.
Yes, you deserve it.
Joke lang.
We'll be performing.
Ayan na.
Bumalik sa business.
Wala na po.
Ano, Joy? Pero ba?
Pero eto, ayaw po muna namin tatapusin ko na rin. Oo, kasi masyado na mahaba. Pero magpaparapol po ako, 8:45 p.m. po ang simula. So,
Hanggang di,
How much is
bumalik
your
po
raffle?
kayo.
How much is your raffle so far?
hintay ko pa eh.
Sa amin, sige na. Oh.
Naku, Pipa, hindi ka naman kasama dito. Hiwalay na kayo. Hindi to conjugal.
Hindi nga. Check in muna. Wala akong cash.
Hati-hati kami doon.
Oo.
Hindi, pinakapunahan po ni Martin. Kasama po si Pops dito kasi baka...
Hindi na, iba yung akin.
No, 10 each.
10 each kami.
Ito na nga.
Hindi kulang yan.
20 na tayo.
Okay, 10 each kami.
Bakit gusto mo magdagdag?
Hindi, okay na yan.
Mom,
Ma!
Si Miley Floor may 10,000.
do you feel me now? Do you feel me now? You feel me?
Ito, hindi naman Mart. Ito lang. Mart.
Pero ito, aalamin natin kay Ana Puno kung magkano siya. Si Ana Puno,
dapat mas malaki kay Ana. Kasi
Victor, you have to match me.
14, 15, double rate yun.
Hindi,
Match mo ako. Match mo ako.
Mahiya ka.
si Ana, number 1 from promoter sa Amerika last year. Successful po, 21 shows. 21 shows. 21 shows.
And we just won an award. Oh, bagong, ano?
21 shows. Oh, ano sa
What was that? Star Wars? No, is it? Aliw. We just won Aliw.
Collection, 21 shows in 2 months lang. Hindi pa nasama iba. Okay.
Sublada, taray. O kaya nga, dahil dyan,
Big man,
hindi mo yung bigay namin. Ayan, o.
Don't promote yourself so much, Anna.
Ha? 50? 50, Ana? Hindi ko, naku, hindi ko alam yung 50.
Anna, I gave 20.
Nabibigay ko si Ana. Hindi niya ko sinabi ng 50.
Para mas marami.
Wait.
Oo nga, ikaw ang bahala.
Yeah.
Wala pa dito kay Pam. Martin po pala to, itong hawak kong 20. Kay Pipay. Ano ba talaga?
Sa iba pa yun, sige, ima-match ko yun kay Martin.
Pops!
Ima-match ko nga.
Isa ko naman lang yun ng 20.
Pero, si Ana, idoble niya.
So, 20, 20, 40 plus 10, 90 na. Magkano kaya ang grupo ni Daddy Wawi? 100? Hindi pa to. Ako 5K.
Sana po,
Tapos paano kayo 5K?
sana po, habang aligaga si June kumukuha ng pang-raffle, don't forget, February 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And of course, maraming salamat po sa attendance for today's press con. We really appreciate
Oy,
it.
eto yung mga nandito na nag-stay, vloggers, kasama pati mga nag-camera, kasama po ako sa rap.
May mga names ba?
Oo, lagi ko hindi sinasali sa sarili
Where are the names? How will you do
Hindi,
this?
eto na gagawin ko, sila maghuhulog ng pangalan nila. Oo. Okay. Ang registration po, para walang question, sabihin nyo hindi ko kayo sinali, sa penthouse po, pwede na po kayong makihat, nandun na yung assistant ko, okay? Ano, sandali, magkano ka ba talaga? 40 ba talaga? 10,000 si Ana, kung after sabihin niya in 2 months na yung 21 shows, ha?
Ano daw? Uy, Ana, mahiya ka, 40 ka.
Ha? Naku, nagpapalit na po siya ng statement. 10 years na po yung 21 shows. Pero 10 years na tayo, Ana. Pero napaka-generous po ni Ana. Oo. Last Christmas po nakatanggap ako ng tuwalya from her.
At least,
Hindi ko mas mahal yung ribbon from Macy's. At saka yung box. Kasi namili ako sa Macy's, $5.99.
Si June Lali, nakakaloka.
Yan.
Ayan, may bulungan
So
portion.
don't forget everyone. The
Yes,
show
thank you.
Meron daw ipapa-PR sa akin may February 12 kasi malapit na Roma sold out to.
February 12 is, wait, let me get this. I know this. I know this.
December. Ano ba tayo? February, December?
Which one?
December 12.
Huh?
Nako,
Laki naman.
birthday ko yan, hindi pa ako ready.
Ano December 12?
May birthday concert.
Oh, Pops.
I will think about
Sa
it.
Isabela.
Sa Isabela. Layo. Sa Batanes. Para maiba po. Ayan.
Ako, Ana, harap-harapan. Naka-live tayo sa social media. Paano naman yung reputasyon mo masisira? Kaklase mo pa naman si Katrina, Nag-guest barkada niya sila, Katrina Enrique. Ang iyaman ng mga barkada niya, mga taga-Forbes. Tapos sa bulibo, Ana, live tayo. Oh, wala pong i-donate si Ana. Yun po. Okay. Uy, di ba sa'yo? Pero eto, maraming salamat. Siyempre, Together again, 14 and 15 po muna. Magpapahinga ng 16, 17, 18, 19 sa grupo po ni Daddy Wawi Rojas. 20 and 21 kay Mami Floor naman, yes.
LA's gonna sing, right? Magaling si LA.
Yan. Naku, sa sinabi mo, Martin, alam mo sinabi mo, Martin, na magaling si LA, biglang na, sabi ni Mami, parang gusto kong dagdagan.
No.
Papapatag ko lahat ng total.
she's gonna make our talent fee na
Uy,
lang.
si Mami napakabait ha, sa yung mesa restaurant kanya sa Tomas Morato and Robinson Magnolia, yan. Tapos kanya din yung Papa Kim's, yung Karaoke Republic, yan. May school po siya sa Guam, napakabongga. Oo.
Mommy Flor knows how to give back. Malaki yung give back niya. So give it back.
Yan. Sabi ni Jen, ni Ana kay Jen, itabi mo yung bag ko, yung pakita.
May raffle na! May mga schedule sa
Yes,
Paano kung
sige na.
tinatapos wala? Ten si Pops, 20 si Martin, 5,000 si Daddy Wawi. May gas, ang dami nila magkasosyo.
Pinabanggit ko pa yung mga presyo po talaga.
Hindi, kailangan kong banggitin para bongga.
But yung
Anyways, pero eto,
yung may Pops on the way na.
worth of gift certificates po yung kay Pops na 20,000.
No, cash, on the way na.
Sakit talaga. Baka mag-produce pa ako ng GC, wala ako. Sige. So thank you na tayo while we're waiting. Tama?
Hindi, gagawin pa po natin yung para lahat po kayo papipirmahin ko. Kayong susulat yung sistema.
O, ikaw lang bahala.
Para alam nyo kasama kayo. So, Pima,
Thank you again.
Martin, thank you for being...
Thank you. And thank you to the press. You guys are so important to us.
Yes, maraming
Believe
salamat.
that you are. I know you feel sometimes you're not.
May sasabihin lang po
Nobody
kasi
says
si
it.
ko. Si Martin po galing ng Ayala, Alabang. Si Pops, palabas pala ng McKinley Hill. Aabutin ka na ng 1 oras. Pero nandito po sila before 11 a.m. po talaga. Hindi lang po pinapunta dito kasi si Pilar pala ng tao dito.
No, you don't make the press wait.
Pero yun nga, napaka-professional nila. Kaya super thank you Martin, Pops, for being super early lagi, di ba? Kasi nakakatuwa, hindi nyo pinaghihintay ang press,
Dapat
pinaghihintay nila kayo.
Okay lang yun.
Okay lang.
So, again, Tibay.
Thank you again po. Don't forget, Soler, February 14,
Theater at
15,
Soler.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Please spend your Valentine's month with us. Diba?
Yes,
It's
there's a
a
lot of
series of
great shows this
yes.
Valentine's. But the love story of Pops and I is the one that we're trying to show again, to showcase.
Whether,
through the music.
whether or not they know a Martin and Pops,
Yeah.
or they follow the Martin and Pops love story, I think what we have to share as far as kung ano na yung
Where we
natutunan
are
natin,
today.
yes.
Nagkukulat
what
yung
we
mga
want to share with
katotohanan, di ba?
them.
Sa mga hindi Filipino audience. Wait. You guys are exes? Remember?
Correct.
Yung mga comment nila sa mga meet and greet. Wait. You were married before? Well, how did this happen? Just Google me. Sabi ko, Google.
Thank you. Si June na po ang bahala sa parapo.
Can you do this first?
Yes,
You wanna do
oo.
television first?
Ay, umalis na siya, oh.
June, you're gonna fix it?
Bye, June.
All the names?
Nasa kotse na siya. Bye, June.
Bibigyan ko kayo ng raffle stop, kayo maghuhulog para hindi yung question na, ay, hindi ako nanalo, baka wala akong pangalan dyan. Gagawa lang ako sandali.
You're so guilty. Why are you so guilty?
Nasa car na siya.
We trust each other.
Ayun na siya sa kotse.
I didn't even think of that.
Wala na. Nag-start na yung car.
Hindi ko naisip pa yun.
Wala na. Umalis na siya. Wala.
Hindi ko pala thinker, doer. Can we stand up?
No, for interview.
Yun nga, can we stand up? Okay.
It's okay for...
Can we stand up?
Sige, sir.
So, oh, you want to see this ugly thing? Okay. Sayang yung product ko. What you do?
Sorry.
Hindi, no? Ginalaw yung buhok ko.
Nabaloktot yung kamay ko pero hindi ko malayo.
Yung part, nagbago yung part. Oh.
Ayan na.
She's gonna stand, right? Oh, then we should stand.
Oh, okay.
First. The other network kami, ano?